but rolling the dice from the logo
Oh yeah, I
is
forgot about that. That was
crazy.
New York
So
League Players.
if you're just outside of it, you definitely love it. It's competition. But if you're like a Nick, what? Welcome to another episode of the Thanalysis Show with your one and only Thanasis Antetokounmpo and Tony C.
What up? What up? What up?
What's up, baby?
Man, I saw a number this morning, and I know we have a lot to talk about. I saw this come through though, and it just kind of floored me as you talk about like NBA teams and the growth of the league and stuff like that. Did you see what the Golden State Warriors are valued at right now?
Oh yeah, I think I saw it. Is it like a $9 billion?
$9 billion with a B dollars. Like I know we have. I just that's how I started the day. I was like, oh, I saw this number and said, all right, that's
$9 billion. And then people wonder why people keep buying teams. That's why, guys.
Yeah,
that's why.
Because if you bought them for even a $2 billion, which most teams are probably right around that. That's not a bad little income. Not a bad little.
But you know, like the Warriors are kind of like the exception as well, Tony, because like the Warriors like being worth $9 billion, it's everything. I think it's obviously it's the tech community, as we call San Fran, when I say tech community, the tech bros, but you know what I mean.
And that new arena is on is probably worth $9 billion.
Yeah. But it's not only that. Like I just feel like it's the championships, who they are, the fan base they've built all around the world, right? And obviously Steph and them boys, man, and Draymond and Clay and all these boys like who like really built the history there and then build the team the way they are.
Even if you look at when the Bucks were purchased, right around 10 years ago or so, maybe a little bit more. I believe the number was like 700. Let's just say it
was 5. It was 4.5, 5.
Okay, because the 500 million is what they sold for.
Yeah, it was 400. They gave like something. I don't want to go into the like details, whatever it was, but close to that, and then acquired the rest of the team, and then now it's valued at 3 something.
Yeah, so like that's over the course of a decade and a half, maybe. Like that's just insane the way that goes up. But also like when people say NBA players make too much money. They make nothing in comparison to the
they
profits.
make nothing because you got to understand, like, a superstar he signs and all of a sudden your valuation goes by 300 or 400. Depends on whatever.
So Steph Curry makes $200 million over 5 years, or he makes a little bit more than that. But
yeah, this is because you make – so think about this. You get him to resign and all of a sudden you're valued to – because you keep him another 3-4 years. You're valued to –
Yep. Exactly.
More, so, yeah.
Yeah, I just think team ownership to me is so fascinating and seeing some of these numbers. And that's why I like hosting this with you because you have such the business mentality and the way you look at things. Like it's interesting to see how all that comes through. I did have some actual NBA things to hit on.
Yeah.
And we've been doing these episodes where we'll just kind of like not even rapid fire, but just go through some of the bigger things that are happening in the NBA.
Hit me. I'm not. I can't even keep up no more. I'm like I can't. I really can't.
I have a football question for you. So Travis Hunter just won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, the guy with the smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis, a crazy good athlete, plays both sides of the ball, offense and defense, which players just don't do anymore.
Yeah.
The question I want to ask, so there's been a bunch of viral clips of him and his girlfriend around.
I know what you're going to ask. I do. I kind of know what you're going to ask.
No,
keep going.
You don't know
I kind of know what you're going to ask. Keep going.
Because everyone and their mom has had an opinion on Travis Hunter's relationship. What I want to ask you, it is super weird for people in media and personnel to have opinions about someone else's relationship. Right?
Yeah, and that's
why are we doing this?
I don't know. I can't speak to that, but I can tell you one thing. That's why a lot of athletes and a lot of people who are in the spotlight kind of keep their relationship private as much as they can because you see what happens and you see people can decide and kind of try to dissect your whole relationship, which is basically none of their business. None of their business how you run stuff. Now, I've seen some stuff online and just scrolling through stuff like that. But like, okay, I get some stuff they trying to kind of say, but I know I haven't watched him play, but I know him because he looks such a like a fun guy. He always smiles, and he has like this like that's I can't talk about that. I don't know.
Everything about him has been great player, great student athlete. There's not
Yeah.
bad things people say about him. Has overcome some stuff in his life with family. Like everything is a good story. He goes out and is the best player in college football last year. And then I just feel like people see 8 minutes on the internet and they're trying to dissect this man's whole love life. Like
and the other thing. So look what you just told me, right? You talked about football, and then now they're talking about his dating. So I'm confused. So because basically you're saying like he's great, and now we want to talk about something that's not related to the sport that people cover sports. So I'm not strictly I'm not strictly a sports podcast, and we talk about everything in culture and in general life.
For sure.
But I'm not gonna sit down here and talk about this man's love life. I don't care.
I just think he's in college, probably 22. I just think it's so weird the amount of people who are popping on the internet to be like, I need to talk about this man's like. Just no, you don't talk about anything else.
What you need to do is leave this man alone. Leave him alone. Let him do his thing, and it is what it is. People like if somebody's to figure out something, sometimes and I'm guilty of this. I'm a big brother, so like big brothers always tell like, hey, watch for this, watch this, do that. Like, no, sometimes they got to just figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't,
and families
you don't want anything bad to happen always, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right, moving on to much happier topics. It's not NBA trade deadline season, but I feel like there have been a bunch of names floating around of just like different trades, different things, and we're not going to talk specifics, but I also want to throw some names at you and then a scenario.
Go.
So I want to start with Zach LaVine.
Zach.
I guess he hasn't had a trade market.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Zach LaVine can help a really good team right now.
Like Zach LaVine can help everybody actually.
Right?
Yeah. But I think the reason that this is happening, and now this is where I go to front office mode, is that I think it has to do with the salary. And I think it has to do with like the contract.
41, 42, yeah.
Yeah. Is it 2 more years at 41, 42?
I think so.
I think it's a contract thing. I don't think it's a playing thing or a character thing because I've heard he's professional. I've heard he's hard worker.
Yeah.
And we kind of got drafted the same year as well, me and Zach. I have rookie pictures, me and Zach. Yeah, if you scroll on my Instagram for my rookie photo shoot, it used to be a whole thing. Rookies would all take photos together in the rookie transition camp, and yeah.
We're gonna have to go dig some of those up. I just think he's a really good player, and I know Chicago hasn't had the success they want the past couple of years, but I saw his name floating around there, and I was like, yeah, he's still really, really good.
Well, a great guy too.
The other name I saw, also his teammate, Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball I know he makes a decent amount of money right now, but like he can also help a team.
100%. Great facilitator, great shooter. And the reason I say a great shooter, and I say this the way I say it is because I don't know if you remember, just trying to wheel him and work, and he shot and work on all this other stuff. But like, it's been crazy how he's shooting and how he's like developed this player, and the way he pushes the pace and defense. Like,
I think of him,
he's not like he has a good contract.
I think it's like 20 something.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good right there.
I think facilitator and then a good wing defender as well. He's got a little bit of size. He can move laterally. I don't know. I just think he's another name that I thought could help a team. The other name we talked about him as a trade asset, Jimmy Butler, a couple episodes ago.
Jimmy!
But did you see after the reports came out about the Phoenix Suns are his preferred destination, and his agent got into it with
I remember that one. Yeah, and I think his agent said like no way or like don't. He was going back and forth with he was going back and forth with Shams. Shams, yeah.
But did you see what Jimmy did the next day?
No. What did he do?
He showed up with orange hair.
Oh yes, I did see that. But that was because of the trade? That was because of that?
I would think the day after all this stuff happened with the Phoenix Suns, he showed up. Like Jimmy Butler is hilarious.
Yeah, he is hilarious, bro. He's had like crazy haircuts, crazy media days, and like he's just character. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, how do you do that? I
don't care about the trade, but to show off with orange hair to troll everyone.
I don't know. Mind you, if you ask other people, I don't think that like Jimmy being younger, I don't think he was this like really really vocal when he was in the bull with the Bulls, like being younger. But now, like him being Jimmy is different. And then I heard the story about him and the Timberwolves. I don't know if you know the story. Shout out to yeah, I think I heard that story as well. I was like, wow. I was like, okay, it's like
He's had some stuff like it, just like what he's
no,
like.
He's bringing this like this demeanor to the game to. I told. Remember what I said last time? I said, him getting like traded, like everybody would want to get Jimmy. It's just like the only thing is, remember, is the salary cap money. Obviously, if he doesn't extend. And remember, like he's in Miami, he has a player option with Miami. So Miami, do they really want to trade him?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I would think
exactly.
My gut tells me he is a Miami Heat member of the Miami Heat after the trade deadline.
Year. That's just what I'm saying. So he has a player option. So they're like, okay, and he has a player option for like
50 something.
50 something.
Yeah,
so
I think it might be like 56.
Yeah. So okay. So now that's the money, and then he's this entity. Like I told you, like he's this guy. Like he's not. It's different. So I think it'll be interesting. I would love to see him, see where he goes.
I just think he's funny, and I think he has the skill set to back it up and all this stuff. Like, and I said, he got some stuff.
That's why I don't think if he didn't have the skill set, I don't think he would be this way. I think he has the skill set, and that's why he's this way. And as well, like, I think a lot of people kind of judge me from the outside, but I'm the person who always think like, oh, he probably is cool. He's cool. He's probably so cool as a person, as a guy, like outside the court, that he's just like really, really having fun. That's his way of having fun. That's his way of like, okay, I'm not gonna push like betting myself into this. This is his way of having fun.
For sure. What did you think of the Dennis Schroeder trade?
Wow.
I thought it was fake.
Remember what I said about Dennis Schroeder?
I honestly thought it was fake.
No.
Because we had just talked about how good he's been playing this season. And then I saw the trade. I was just like, all right, this isn't real.
Yeah. And remember what I told you when he sees green? I was like, Milwaukee Bucks green. Obviously, I said, bro, he just turns into, and obviously he's playing great against everybody, right? And I told you this when I saw him in FIBA, when I saw him here, we played against him 2 years ago. Like I was like, bro, this guy is like so underrated. And you see what happened? Get traded to the Warriors. Yeah, the Warriors did a good one. You think
that's a good?
Now my other question is, you think they trade for somebody else as well?
Yeah, I think they're going to make a couple moves. They're the organization. So Golden State, obviously, Clay went to Dallas.
Yeah,
that's like an all-time face of the franchise. He'll probably have a statue, jersey retired, the whole deal, right? Like if they're
with the Warriors.
Yeah,
Clay. Okay,
but if they're willing to move on from that, they understand that they have. I don't want to put a timeline on it, but they are in the final 8 years or so of Steph Curry's career.
They have a window, yeah.
Yeah. So they are doing everything possible to build a championship contender around Steph Curry. Whatever that piece is, they're going to go out and get it. And they should. Absolutely they should.
They should. Yeah.
Try to get a couple more. I hope they don't get a couple more because I want the Bucks to win every single year. I know that's not realistic.
But them building a team, I'm like, I can see it. They making moves. They're making moves.
They're making moves for sure. So, as a future GM is what I'm going to start calling you until you tell me to stop, because I think it's definitely a great role for you one day. There was an article you sent me about teams specifically not wanting to work with some of their competition, or some of their rivals when it comes to trades, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Like, so if specifically, I'm going to use a different sport for this example. Like, let's say the Green Bay Packers are in desperate need of a running back to go and win a Super Bowl. The Chicago Bears have a good one that they're going to trade. They specifically say, we're not going to trade him to the Green Bay Packers because we don't want you to have that success. That didn't happen, but in that type of scenario, let's say an NBA team did that. Yeah. What do you think of some of that, like, chess match?
So I'll tell you what it is. So it's all – first of all, a lot of GMs have good relationships with other GMs. We're all in the same club. It's not a lot of GMs you see and you go like, he's a bad guy. Some are. Some Some people, some people are, but like most of the, like all around the league front office, they are great people and they know the business, right? And when you know the business, at the end of the day, you want players, and there's a reason a lot of players go from the East West and then they'll go East East, because if you know you're gonna see him again, you probably won't do it. And I said, and I've said this before, like it's hard to see that unless you get something special. Henceforth, Damian Lillard.
Yeah, makes sense. But it's really hard to predict.
And if you remember, Drew actually went to the West first.
I was going to say it's very hard. Like in this scenario, I can see people in the comments being like, "Well, the Bucks made a trade with the Celtics, and that's why Drew's."
No, but that's why I said it right away, and I said that's why I said henceforth, like that's why you see, unless it's something really special, which was Dame, and it was just unfortunate for us, like bro, to have Drew like this in a trade, but like. Man, it's you don't get a chance. You never like get a chance to do that. But man, what Dame have shown. And first of all, before I go on to say this, let me say congratulations to Dame for signing a lifetime deal. I don't know if you saw it. He just signed a lifetime deal with I won't even say their name. Was their competitor? But no, I was joking.
To quote your brother, free shoes are free shoes.
Free
Dame?
shoes are free shoes, Dame. I want to say, bro, I'm so proud of you. What is signing your life that well deserved. You should have been signed this already, but well deserved, brother. Well deserved. One of the best. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. So you see stuff like that all the time. So it's always west to east, east to west. It's never west to west. Rarely.
Interesting.
Unless it's something special, like I said.
For sure. I saw a video online. I guess I want to phrase this by saying, and we'll put the video in here, but what is the craziest workout you've ever done? Have you ever done like, I don't know, mountain climbing because it's good for core strength or something like absurd like that? Is there like something you've done that you're like, that's why that was a wild workout? And I ask you that because I saw a basketball training video that you sent me of people breaking the alligators, right? Of alligators.
But when I saw that video, I was like, "Hey, man,
let's put that video here."
That boy is different. When I saw Joe, I was like, "Oh no, he's different. He's different for sure."
No, that's different as in stupid, right? I love the game of basketball. I'd have done anything to get to the level that you got.
But like people are getting so creative. People are getting so creative with drills and this that. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Do you know what it reminded me of? Have you ever seen the movie Dodgeball? Like the really bad. It's a comedy from probably like the early 2000s.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna put this on my phone. I'm gonna watch it.
But one of the scenes, he's like, if you can dodge traffic, you can dodge a ball. And they're playing like Frogger across the street.
Bro.
And that's what this reminded me of. Like this man be like, all right, if you can cross over an alligator, you can play college basketball.
You can play college basketball. Oh, bro. It's
unbelievable. It's so funny.
Hey, want to thank our sponsors, Gruber Law Offices. I want us to thank Potawatomi Casinos and Hotel and Car Bliss. Thank you guys so much. Back to the show.
Two more things I have for you here is recently Bogdan Bogdanovic named some of his favorite I have three more things for you. He's named some of his favorite Euro players of all time.
Yeah.
If you had to put together in no specific order, your top 5 EuroLeague players of all time that you've ever watched.
Of all times I've ever watched?
Mm-hmm.
3 of them are Greek, which is obviously. 3 of them are Greek, which is Spanoulis, Diamandidis, Papalukás. Those 3 are like, for me, are...
There were some of the reasons you play basketball, right?
Bro,
watching them.
Amazing. Yeah. Baby Shaq. I love watching Sophocles Kostianidis. You can put him up there, top 5. And the other ones have to be like the other one. I can't give you a top 5. I gotta give you a top 10. Let me give you some more names.
Just listen.
Then I'll give you Juan Carlos Navarro. Navarro was great. Juan Carlos. Sergio Yul, even though he's still playing. I just said guys who stopped playing, but like even though he's still playing, like Sergio Yul,
for sure,
insane. And then Milos Teodosic. I would
Yep.
love watching him play. I would love to be like playing with him. Just slash. Just run
Be a
just
slasher.
just slash. Let him play. Who else that I like? Jaskevicius, Sarunas. It's now Jaskevicius, Sarunas was like that
sure.
generation, like really. It was like magic watching them play, man. It was this threats that like now, like Olympiacos and Panathinaikos now, like some of the best teams in Europe. At that time, it was kind of the same thing. This is we're talking about like 10, 15, whatever, how many years ago, and it was kind of like the same thing. And I remember Olympiacos Panathinaikos had this magic about them. Like Panathinaikos had these players like this Greek, like core, and Olympiacos the same. And it had some young guys after, with Slugas and Papaluka and Papa Nicolau and but before that Olympiacos was one of the first teams that they brought Josh Childers. You remember Josh Childers as a player?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, they brought him. So it was this magic
really?
watching them play like finals and stuff like that. That I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. And so many finals I can give you, Final Fours I can give you, but I don't want to change the subject to this whole segment
you're good.
to Europe, European basketball.
On this show often. The top 5 is never a top 5. The top 10 is
bro.
You got to show love all the way around. One final question for you on today's headlines kind of episode. I threw out a prompt to fans on Twitter and just said like, hey, if you have a question, send it our way. Bonus points for creativity. This was the most creative that I found, so I wanted to run it by you. Starting 5 using only fictional characters.
Starting 5.
Starting 5 using only fictional characters.
Yes.
Like so.
Yes.
Me,
oh yeah, that's the one I saw. That's the one you sent me at the. Yeah. Okay. So I got one for you. Just give me like 2 minutes. But before I say that, give me the 2 minutes. Let me keep writing this down. But before I say that, can we talk, because we play the Hawks and we need to talk about the Hawks? Trae Young he's on a tear, and there's like Trae Young, like. I've met him before. Like he's my great guy, my dog. But rolling the dice on the logo is
about that.
Crazy.
I love that so much.
It's crazy.
On the logo, so if anyone missed it, Trae Young, the Hawks were beating the Knicks to advance to Vegas.
Bro, I had,
and at the end of the game, he just he pulled up.
He's rolling the dice is crazy.
Loved it. Love that move.
What
he's got to be.
So if you're just outside of it, you definitely love it. It's competition. But if you're like a Nick, what? But then I like what Jalen Brunson said though. Jalen Brunson actually said like, "Hey, if you don't want him to do that, win the game," which is like,
he kept the root.
Yeah, that's good to say in general. But I
love that.
Wow. You know why I say that? Because I kind of remember years ago. A lot of people was like, when they said to me. Somebody was so what happens is they have a group chat with Greek friends, my Greek pals, and I call them. They will say me they say me more about NBA stuff that people hear. So they send me, it's crazy. So they send me that, and then after that they send screenshots of the comments, like, oh, look at this, what they say, blah blah blah. So I'm looking at the comments, and they're like, hating on Trae, and how can you do this? How can you roll the dice? And I'm like, guys, just to let you know, you remember somebody spit on him in the Garden. Like
people the same night were chanting. They had a chant for Trae Young that night.
Yeah, so the chant is a chant. Like I was playing in Europe. Like chant is whatever. Nobody gets. But somebody spit on him. That city's, I don't know which cities. 2022 or what cities? Not 2022 had it been 2023. It was the cities that were playing, and somebody. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do remember. I think it was 22.
Guys, it's okay. Like, you think he cares? He's doing this because, hey, this is the rivalries of the NBA, and I bet it's a rivalry. I mean, and now I think they got bounced that time, and now with the East Season Cup, that's why the Cup matters.
Yep.
People love this, and this is do or die. You win or you go home. So yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, got you with the fictional characters. You want to hear them? Yep. Starting 5.
Let's hear it.
Okay. At my point guard, at the one position, I have Rock Lee. You know who Rock Lee is?
No.
Naruto.
Okay.
Look him up. Rock Lee, Naruto, from the Naruto universe. This guy is relentless, hard worker, will do whatever it takes to win. You cannot stop him. He's like the epitome of hard work. Okay. At the 2, shooting guard, I have Neo from the Matrix universe.
All right.
Yeah, I need somebody like with some.
He's gonna avoid defenders pretty easily.
Yeah, and get to the cup shoot everybody, shoot over there. That's it enough. At the 3 position, which is basically power forward, shooting guard, as well at the 3 spot, I have Son Goku, Dragon Ball Z universe. Yeah, the bigger guy, kind of. I think he's gonna play defense. He's gonna go to the rebounds. He'll get it done, and he's gonna shoot the corner 3. So I can see that.
Okay.
At the 4 position, power forward, I have the Wolverine from the Marvel universe. At the 4, like that's tough right there. He ain't going. You pass the ball to the post. He's screening, rolling, defending. So he's there. And at the 5 position, at the center position, I have Optimus Prime.
Ooh, that is a good one.
That is a good one at the center position. You're not going into the paint, and he's dominating.
Not bad.
Autobots. Roll out.
I would have had at the 5 to go against your team. At the 5, I would have put Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
That's who I thought for 5
yeah.
for mine. At the 4, I was also thinking Transformers, but I always just go right to Bumblebee.
Okay, go.
So
I can see that.
Bumblebee is part of my starting 5. At my 3 position, I had Charizard, the Pokemon, the fully evolved Charizard. So I got a little bit of firepower out there.
He is big for the 3 position, though. He's huge. Like, the Charizard in real life, it's like, you got to Google the height. It's like big. Yeah. Okay. What about 2?
At the 2, I was going to go grab a pure shooter, and that is Bugs Bunny's role in Space Jam, because all the points that weren't scored by Michael Jordan were scored by Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
And then at the 1, we're going to be the most hated team in the league, but we're going to be lethal. Starting at point guard, none other than he who cannot be named, Voldemort. Voldemort is bringing the rock up.
You definitely got the villain he's coming into town. Like, Voldemort's coming into town. He definitely rolled it. Voldemort's really going to roll the dice on your logo when he comes in town, for sure.
No one's attending these.
Yes. So, look what I get from this 2 lists, right? Your list, Pokemon fan, Harry Potter fan, obviously Space Jam and Marvel fan. Okay. My list is the Matrix fan, anime fan, because I have two animations, which is basically and the Dragon Ball Z and Naruto characters, and then Marvel Universe and Optimus. So we're kind of the same, Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. So we're kind of the same. I love it. For you guys who are listening, let us know your starting 5. Comment down below.
Do you think we got to make this into? Now that we say this out loud, do you think the guy who sent us this question meant like basketball players from basketball movies?
No, I don't think he did. But we can do that in the next show.
Maybe next time.
Next time we go with like actual characters who actually play in basketball movies. Let's do that.
All right, we'll do that. We'll say that one for the next one. But when we post this, I want to hear everyone else's top 5. Because now that we said it out loud, I'm like, maybe he meant something else. Oh, well, this was fun. I like this question.
No, it wasn't. No, he didn't mean something else. He meant exactly what we told him. This.
Exactly.
So, welcome to another end of the show, Thanalysis show. You guys are being amazing. Thank you guys for watching and listening. If you have anything from now on, we're going to have an email. What is that email called? Is it mailbag? What is that called? When we put the email, we have people send.
We can call it a mailbag. Yeah, we can call it that.
Let's call it mailbag.
Mailbag is email us.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to share, subscribe to the show on YouTube. Please follow us on whatever you get your podcast from, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Podbean, whatever you get your podcast from. Please don't forget to leave a review. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You guys are the driving force of the podcast. Please don't forget to follow us on the socials. The show just hit 20,000 subscribers. You guys have been amazing. Without you guys, this does not happen. Thank you guys so much. We've hit over 100,000, 150,000 downloads on all platforms. You guys are amazing. Want to thank our sponsors. Thanalysis presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call.
That's all.
Tony. Right?
That's all, baby.
Yes, sir. Want to thank Potawatomi Casinos and Hotels. You guys have been amazing. Please keep supporting the podcast. And maybe you get some free stays and some free cash outs in Potawatomi. I'll make that happen. Trust me. And want to thank Carbless. You guys have been with us from the beginning of the show. Thank you guys so much. And can't wait for this to come out. Thanalysis, out.